Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to Synthetic Oil Protection. I'm your host, Eben, and today we're back following up with Steve's beautiful 1997 Ford F250. And this is like King Kong. He's driving over mountains out here, sand dunes, Dukes of Hazzard stuff, racing around, burnouts. I mean, you name it, he gets it done. He tows a trailer with it. And we did the motor oil back a little bit ago, but today we're going to be doing the transmission fluid. But first we wanted to follow up with the motor oil and the cleaner we put in. What type of gas mileage difference are you getting so far?
About 50 extra mileage.
Okay.
It was about 100,000 miles ago. I was getting about 400 miles per gallon.
All right.
Or not 400 miles per gallon, but
Yeah, 400 miles on a full tank.
On a full tank.
And it's got 2 tanks.
And I do have 2 tanks. And then before the oil change, I was only getting about 350
Wow.
out of a full tank.
Wow.
And showing up today, I think I'm set up to hit 400 miles before I need to fill up.
And the last time you got that was about like 100,000 miles ago.
Yes.
All right, so we basically got all the carbon deposits out of the cylinders, and so his compression's better, and then the 100% synthetic oil circulates a lot smoother. So now we're going to optimize the transmission. This is our 100% synthetic ATF, and Steve already got the pan dropped, so we're going to be going right underneath this bad boy right now, and we're going to kick it off. If you're new to my channel, definitely consider subscribing. You can tap the little red icon in the corner. That way you can come back and watch this important information for your vehicle later. Here at Express Lube and Auto Repair, we're down here in the pits, which make it so easy, but even though it's that easy, Steve still completely dropped the ball. But it doesn't matter, we all do it sometime. The other day I was over there and all this gear lube went down my back, and I thought I was just completely in the safe zone, and sure enough it went down all the way down my back, on my pants, everything. But that's the spillage. And Steve's up here, he just got the pan off. How many mil socket was it that takes off the pan?
10 millimeter.
10 millimeters, so we took off about 20 bolts?
Roughly.
And those bad boys are all off. And he brought down the trans pan. Now, is that just pressure fitted or is that bolted on?
The transmission filter?
The trans filter, I mean. Yep.
This is just pushed on.
All right, so just
Held
pressure
up in
fit.
place by
So
this.
he already took off the old one, and it just pressure fits right in. So that bad boy is already up. Here's another little angle on her, and she's just dripping. The fluid looks pretty good, right? Looks
Yep.
pretty red.
Yeah.
So how many miles ago do you think it was done?
This was probably at least, I would say maybe 2-3 years ago, and probably another 100,000 miles.
All right. So he went 100,000 on the last fluid change, which is pretty good amount of mileage, but you do mainly like highway, right?
Yeah.
A lot of highway.
Do a lot of highway driving, and then of course towing.
Sweet. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and clean up our gaskets and button her up. All right. So Steve's just cleaning up the pan a little bit. Our normal little spray down with our brake clean. Basically, it's just a oil. What would you call it? Just like a detergent. Just kind of
Brake clean, it just
clean her up.
dissolves the oil and allows you to kind of clean it up.
Beautiful.
You're not putting dirt and metal back up there.
Beautiful. Steve was mentioning something about having the trans rebuilt about 100,000 miles ago.
Yes, I had to have the transmission rebuilt 100,000 miles ago. Somewhere around 250,000. The sun gear and overdrive went out, so the transmission got rebuilt. About 100,000 miles ago, I got 350,000 on it, and
So is that an overdrive gear that went on it? Is it like a cruising gear, a tall gear?
yeah, it was the sun gear is what they call it, and that's in overdrive.
All right. So probably what wore that out was not changing the fluid and towing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How long did you go between oil changes back when you had to replace it?
I had just recently got the truck from my dad.
Oh, so you don't know.
I don't know.
All right, so he didn't really know. So probably he probably went 100,000 on one ATF change.
Yeah,
And that's a little far, because I think Ford product, if you're doing towing and plowing snow, I think you want to change it about 30,000 and maybe 60,000. But with AMSOIL, with this Signature Series we're going to be using, you can actually double the severe service and you're comfortably good. So basically fluid oxidizes twice as fast for every 18 degrees it lives. So if it lives at like 260 and then it's running at 278, that 18 degree difference oxidizes it twice as quick. It's exponential. And AMSOIL ATF is about 4 to 6 times better than OEM fluid, because for it to last twice as long under severe service, it has to be 4+ times better. And there's actually a link, what I'm going to put here, to a taxi cab study where they went 187,000 miles on a Dodge Charger taxi cab, and they actually did a teardown on the trans, and everything came back in 8 out of 10 or better on the clutch packs, everything at 180,000 miles. So I'll include that. Now we're going to do the gaskets.
The other thing I was going to add, so normally this is a rubber gasket that comes in the transmission kit.
All right.
And you can see that the holes on this are fairly big.
All right, real big, yeah.
So this is the gasket that came off the transmission pan, and this gasket is reusable. And over here, there's little metal inserts right here. And these little metal inserts, what's great about this is when you are bolting the transmission pan back to the transmission, this gasket here with these little metal inserts kind of keeps you from opening up the holes on the transmission pan and spreading them out further than what is needed. So I would always recommend, if you can, wipe this down and always reuse the reusable gasket that originally comes off the transmission pan. I've just seen too many transmission pans get damaged from using the aftermarket rubber gasket. Also, when the transmission was rebuilt, it had a shift kit put into it. So the shifts are already a little more crisp, and galleys have been drilled and ported out for more flow.
Wow, all right.
So it'll be interesting to see with this new fluid what it does.
All right, sweet. We'll be back. That time to go ahead and feel her up. We're going to pass the baton. The golden cherry torch is going over to Steve. You have the honors. Yes. Yes. We got our nice long funnel. And this is the moment of truth. It's happening right now. There it goes. And I'm going to come from behind, and I'm going to go ahead and do a crazy tall pour. So this is 100% synthetic ATF, and this is AMSOIL's #1 ATF fluid, and it meets and exceeds original equipment by about 6 times better than OEM, and you can comfortably double the severe service of your OEM. So basically, if Ford says to change it every 30,000 of towing and plowing snow, you can go 60,000 on one ATF change, and you'll also get better gas mileage. And these are all the vehicles it's good for, Mercedes and all those. And here we go. We're gonna get our crazy tall pour. Do it. Look at that liquid cherry. Look at that. Oh yeah, I can feel the protection. Steve's coming. There he goes. I'll be right. Boom.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna agree.
All right, I'm coming from afar. Yeah. All right, we just started it up. We're just circulating our fluid. Now, Jeff, tell us that little saying.
Now here's the thing, okay? If you want to get in this truck, you can stick your head up a bull's ass and check out the T-bone yourself. You can just take the butcher's word for it. This thing's running like a dream.
All right. All right. So Steve is just going through park reverse drive. Circulating all that beautiful liquid cherry in there. Beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and check her out.
So we gotta add about another quart.
All right, we put 5 quarts in, now we're gonna add 1 more quart. Do you enjoy this video? If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. That helps out my channel. Also, if you're new to the channel, you can tap the little red icon in the corner and then you'll be able to come back and watch these videos later. Thanks for checking out the ATF change on this. We're gonna follow up with a video after we do the other fluids. We're actually gonna be doing the differential too, so I'll put a little link to that right up here in the corner. We also did the motor oil on this about a week and a half ago, and we're gonna be hitting the front diff, and then we're also gonna do the coolant today too. So I'll put a list of that too. So that's pretty much it. We'll see you guys back next time on synthetic oil protection. Cheers to protection, protection, protection.